Hey everyone, just a quick mishap here that I actually found out during the editing for this video is that I actually say Batman is out in 2020, but it's not. It's actually due for release on the 25th of June 2021. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Movies. If you're new here, please like and subscribe for future movie details. So, we're going to have a little chat here regarding some of the villains that could be used in the upcoming Matt Reeves directed The Batman, which is scheduled to be released in 2020. Obviously, Ben Affleck is out and we are actually looking for a brand new Batman at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of criminals that Matt Reeves puts the Bat up against. But I was actually looking through Cinema Blend, and they actually had an article there regarding some of the villains. And to be fair, the villains they actually noted are the ones me and my friends have actually discussed, and there's some on there which I was actually quite surprised at, and they could actually be a good fit. Obviously, the first one on everyone's lips is that they could actually use the villain Hush. Obviously, he's not only a villain, he has yet to debut in a live-action Batman film, but he's incredibly resourceful. And obviously, he's good at collaborating with other villains at Gotham City, and he can manipulate them into doing anything he wants. Obviously, he'll take anything it can to exact vengeance on Bruce Wayne, even that, because obviously the whole history with his parents working with Bruce Wayne's parents, and obviously the whole cosmetic thing was going that way. But it would be very interesting if Hush actually does become on screen. He's a fantastic looking character. The bandages and obviously the smoking guns, and if he had the jack, if he looked like his comic character, he would look spectacular on screen. It'd be so visual, and it would just make for a fantastic Batman villain if he's played right as well. I can see John Hamm actually playing him instead of the Bat, because he has the kind of look, it kind of resembles Bruce Wayne as well, so he could be the good villain for him there, and he's got the tone of voice, which I think would suit the character. Obviously, Hush is a favourite villain for the Batman fanbase. He's frequently been wished to see on the big screen as well, and introducing him in the Batman could neatly lay out his origin, and obviously, if the entire film was based around his Batman trying to solve his actual identity, that will come into the thing of Matt Reeves saying that Batman, he'd be using his detective skills when he's younger and all this. And obviously, just imagine the gut punch it would be when Bruce Wayne Batman actually discovers that it's his former childhood friend, Tommy Elliot. Obviously, for the audience, it wouldn't be that shocking, because a lot of us know, a lot of the Batman fans know anyway, but it would rock the Dark Knight's world. And if some people, I like Batman movies, but I don't go and see, I don't read the comics, so I'm not up, I just like the movies, that would be brilliant. So, that's number one. Number two is, again, he's a very iconic villain, and I actually did a video the other day regarding him, and it's the Penguin. Obviously, Jack Black and Josh Gad, they're all at the moment, they all want to go on and be him. And if played right, either one of those people would play it fantastic. They both got the look, they both got the height, and obviously they are quite a little bit big in the round in the belly. But again, the Penguin doesn't need to be fat, so. But obviously, Penguin, he is one of the most iconic villains. He's popped up in, obviously, Batman Returns, where Danny DeVito portrayed him, and he was off to a T. It was brilliant. And obviously, it would probably have a different interpretation than of Danny DeVito's. And so just reading through Cinema Blend, where they've actually gone here, which is actually quite good, all I'm asking for is the next Oswald Cobblepot doesn't command an army of penguins to blow people's zones sky high. Is that too much to ask for? I actually think that's a fantastic way of saying it, because obviously in the Batman Returns, he commandeered the entire penguin army, and they all had those little rockets on the back and little visors, and it was just, come on, for how dark Batman Returns was. And then you see that part, I was like, it's going back to the 60s, man. We don't want that. But obviously there has been rumours going around that it is worth mentioning that the Penguin will most likely appear in the Batman in some way or some form. Obviously, Josh Gaddy's done some frequent trolling over the years, and obviously Jack Black has said it in press junkets for The Clock in the Wall. So it'd be good if any of those players actually get into the playground and play as the Penguin. Moving on to number 3, which is actually quite an interesting villain to have in a film. I wouldn't actually want him, but Cinema Blend have the Ventriloquist and Scarface. Obviously, Ventriloquist and Scarface are one of the weirder Batman foes out there, and in the comics, in the actual TV series, he actually had quite a few episodes, and he was actually quite cool, I will admit. But obviously, when you got a roster which includes the Joker, Penguin, and Clock King, it's a bit weird to have someone called the Ventriloquist and the doll's name is Scarface. Obviously, having the meek and quiet Arnold Wesker commanding Scarface, or is it the other way around, would be bonkers. Or as Scarface would say, "Skonkers! Is there room for this criminal Joe in the Batman?" You never know. So we have that one there, and we do have another one, which I think is actually a brilliant idea, because he would be good, and it involves a mind-controlling villain, and obviously we are talking about the Mad Hatter. Obviously, any TV series and any of the comics that Mad Hatter has been in is usually a trip where he takes the mind of Batman and he takes him for a ride. Whether through elaborate dreams he's constructed to reveal the hero's identity, or mind control tactics that he's used to bend others to his will. Obviously, the Mad Hatter is always playing head games with Batman, and he could be the one working behind the scenes of trying to get Batman out in the open to try and get who he really is. So the Mad Hatter could actually be used along with Hush. Obviously the Hush can get anyone to work for him, and if the Hush wanted to be even more sinister, he could actually get the Mad Hatter to play along and go that way with him. So it would mean a bit of a weirder film, a bit of a kookier type of movie with him, but it would also be a good and fun film. And intriguing by here as well, it would have some Inception-level trickery in a superhero film, which doesn't happen too often in the mind games. Now, we're moving on to a couple here now, and obviously we have one Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he played back in Batman and Robin. Obviously we're talking about Mr. Freeze. Okay, so he did look great in Batman and Robin. I will admit his costume was brilliant, but obviously if Batman and Robin had been a better film, Schwarzenegger might have given us a better performance that Batman fans wouldn't say can't be replicated, like Jack Nicholson's The Joker, but then Heath Ledger took it on his own and it was just incredible. Obviously that wasn't the case, and many would be thrilled if the Batman featured the brilliant sad story of Victor Freeze, and not a villain whose only real flash of brilliance was how many icy puns he could make, a la Schwarzenegger and "You're not sending me to the cooler," "What killed the dinosaurs," "An ice age is coming," and and all this kind of stuff. Freeze is coming, cool party, chill everybody. It was just pun after pun, and to be honest with you, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, so you're going to do it in you. But obviously, if they'd done the real story of Victor Freeze and his wife and how it actually happened, and because his story told in the animated series is absolutely mind-blowingly brilliant. For a comic at the time as well, it was just like, whoa, how is this even happening? How is this not in a movie? But obviously, they went a completely different way. Okay, it wouldn't be the worst thing if Mr. Freeze turned up. Obviously, it would be bright in a supporting role, like he is in the Arkham City game. But obviously, it gives a scenario where Freeze and Bats are forced to collaborate to serve both their interests. And that'd be really good. And also, someone for Nora Freeze, you could get a really a notable actress to cameo as her. I'm sure there'd be a lot of big ladies out there who would love to actually be a part of it. So obviously we've had Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins, but Cinema Blend, they are actually saying that he would actually be good again in this. But there's one by here which I think would be brilliant for the film, and that is Professor Pig. Professor Pig, man, another one of Gotham's deranged lunatics who's weird as hell and incredibly terrifying. Just look at that mask. It's just shit the bed scary, And if and if Matt Reeves is going for a noir feel, or however you say it, imagine Professor Pig in that film, in that landscape. It would be dark alleys, and say his eyes just glowed white or glowed red. It'd be, just imagine that. You just see this pig-shaped face coming out of the shadows. You just see the outline, then his eyes light up. Oh my god, that was one hell of a scary fucking there. But obviously it would make it a hell of a lot more of a darker film. And obviously even if it wouldn't be a mystery, because obviously this guy does kidnap people and performs radical surgery on them to turn them into Dollartrons. Which a lot of people, it wouldn't be a mystery of who was behind them. But obviously, if Professor Pig was in it, man, most film goers probably don't even know who he is. They want to know. A lot of the people seem to, they want to know who the actual bad guy is. So a lot of them would actually know. But obviously, with Professor Pig, he had the intense facial disfigurement. That would be tough to watch for a lot of cinema goers. A lot of them. I would love it because I think it'd still be great. But, so they're the ones who we have at the moment. But say, obviously, the Batman is on pace for a 2020 release. And Matt Reeves is still looking for a Batman, which I think we will probably find out within the next month of who it is. If it's meant to be out in 2020, then obviously they do have to start filming pretty sharpish. But anyway, so if you like the channel, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you soon.